Hey everyone, Miacidae here. Welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. Today we're going to be going into the farmstead to mainly get the Impaling Pauldron for the Thrall. Otherwise, just leveling up some people we kind of want to get to champion levels. And, well, we'll see kind of what happens. Now, I do want to preface that this is a very, very bad idea to go in with this group because there is no healer and this is a long dungeon, so we'll see if I actually get through this. The team is actually going to be Dismas, the Highwayman, Sahar, the Duelist, Celiba the Estranged, and Tamra the Navigator. Now we'll get to why this is an even worse idea than just going in without a healer in just a little bit, but to just go through the team's skills and trinkets and all that jazz. Dismiss the Highwayman is going to have Wicked Slice for the extra damage. We're going to use Pistol Shot to hit back rows when we need to, Grape Shot to AoE hit, taking out multiple things when we can, and Duelist Advance to get a riposte when we need to, because he's going to be dancing with Sahar. We're going to be using the Brawlers, which has been changed from the vanilla version with Trinkets Plus, so he gets plus 10 crit if he's in position 1, and otherwise plus 2 damage if he's in position 2. And then he has a Scoundrel Seath, so plus 10 accuracy, plus 20% damage melee skills, and plus 20% bleed chance. For the off chance that he gets minus 7 crit and 15% damage with the ranged skills that I have, which are Pistol Shot and Grape Shot Blast. We're then going to be using Sahar, the Duelist, Touche, giving plus damage received because we're only going to be in aggressive stance. Flesh to move forward, doing plus 15% damage and 5 crit because once again only in aggressive stance. Coup de Grace to hit back rows if we need to, upping damage received, lowering their damage. And then we have again, which usually would stun her, but we have the Lover's Glove, so it's a very, very low stun chance. Actually, we should just outright resist the stun between the minus stun resistance with the Lover's Glove and her stun resistance. So target acts last on next turn, but extra action from next non-lethal attack and flash friendly skill, but debuff itself cannot gain stance effects from next skill. Effectively, the next time someone does a attack that doesn't kill something, they get an extra action, or the next time they do a friendly skill, they get another action. Other than using Disrupt on Tamra, as long as I don't take something out, someone should be getting another action. Because the Lover's Glove, again, has a much lower stun resistance, and on attack miss will stress her out. We then have the Blade Oil, so plus 10% damage on her melee skills, which anything but Coup de Grace is a melee skill. That just doesn't get a bonus. She has plus debuff chance and plus stun chance, which we don't really have a stun unless I go into defensive stance with Coup de Grace, so that is what it is. We then have Celiba the Estranged, mainly using Pierce Earth and Twisting Arrows. However, if I do want her to move forward, I do have Stinging Smack to stun and blight, or Scraping Driver just to do a huge AoE. I then have her set up to do Scouting, so plus Scouting chance from Heightened Oculi, so plus 15% scouting chance there, minus 15% chance to be surprised here, and then Ancestors Map, so plus 25% scouting chance for a total of 40, and plus 25% chance to disarm traps. So hopefully we'll be scouting just about everything. We then have Tamra the Navigator with Disrupt. This will be the main way of healing Tamra, because if we regain Disrupt, she heals herself. We have Nullify, which doesn't really do much damage, but minus 42% chance to do any status chance with skills if she is volatile, and otherwise will debuff the target to do minus damage, minus crit. We have Singularity, which depending upon which target we hit, depends upon which damage she does, and will pull them. Or Shooting Stars, just to do damage versus volatile, which Disrupt does. We then have the String of Curses, so regaining the volatile from Disrupt will double healing, and on monster kill will up the damage she does for 2 whole battles. So if I kill 4 enemies with this equipped in a single battle, or because chicken eggs, I could do even more. She'll get like 60% extra damage to do any of these. And then we have the Frozen Nova, so on ranged hit, she'll deal an additional 7 damage on top of whatever these do. Shooting Stars will do 7 damage to each of the things she hits, or at least that's how it used to work. Non-ranged hit Torch minus 7, however since we're in the farmstead, there will be no Torch minus. And the second half this won't really work because Torch can't go below 77. Then if hero killed, kill party. So we'll have to watch out and make sure she stays alive, making sure Disrupt goes out to heal her, and just GTFO if she gets too low on health. So that's kind of the plan. We'll see if it works. We might have to run away. We'll see what happens. We're going to take a bunch of extra food because we're probably going to be using it to heal. some shovels, anti-venoms, medicinal herbs to get extra food, few keys. Not going to bother with the torches, but we will take these. Kraken ribbons to level up. Amphitheater ribbons for minus stress. Altar ribbons for stun resistance and to get plus healing on Tamra specifically, but I guess other people can get it too. And training ribbons for accuracy and a little bit of protection. I think we will be good with that. You know, I should be safe and probably bring some bandages as well, just because there are things in there that can bleed us. So let's pop everything on everyone. I love these ribbons sometimes, so as you can see, we get plus movement resistance, minus stress received, plus healing received, plus stun resistance to kind of minor levels, plus resolve experience when the quest is done, plus virtue chance, plus accuracy, and plus protection. I'm going to go and do this top portion first, and we'll see what happens after that. Let's grab the extra food. There's a lot of obstacles here. Hoping I brought enough shovels. Alright, that jewel snail is gonna be a problem. I have a plan for it though. So we're gonna do again. I'm gonna do Wicked Slice here on the Whipping Vine. Sorry, I'm kind of playing with my mic here since the arm is acting up. Then we're gonna do Pierce Earth to hit these two.
Masterfully executed.
That's gonna be a little bit of a damage reflect.
The abyss returns even the boldest gaze.
Then we're gonna disrupt.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
At least we healed. Just kind of expecting the reflect there. So now we're gonna flesh, hitting the Whipping Vine.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Then let's Grape Shot so we can hit everything.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Going to disrupt again.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
And we're just gonna pass that so she doesn't lose max health. Alright, taking him out.
Destroyed.
Taking everything, getting rid of that.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
And moving on along. Right, going down. I'll come back to that one, but we will use some food here to heal up. Alright, we're going to again Duelist advancing, hitting the Sleeper's Herald. Gonna do... yeah, let's do Pierce Earth here.
The horror.
Not how I planned on that going, but that's fine.
to a killing blow.
How's that? Now that's really out of the way. Let's see here. I should get an extra action here. So I'm going to open with Disrupt. That should move him. Then we're going to... we'll just do Shooting Stars and take him out.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Then Singularity and take this one out. Moving forward. We'll just move forward again. Passing. And Wicked Slice. There we go. Taking what I can. We're gonna change out the Citrine.
Clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Gonna eat up. And we'll take the Jade. Using the torch for a little bit of extra accuracy there. I'll come back to that. Really, another one of these. And we'll go all the way to the battle. Actually, I might... Yeah, we'll bet camp after the battle. That way I get the most out of it. I'm going to Duelist advance the Vine, hitting the Riposte. I'm going to Flesh and hit the Chicken. We're going to take out the Crystalline Vine. Disrupting. Goes at a random target. Then we're going to Shooting Stars. Does 100% damage versus Votile, so extra damage to him. Also hitting the Hen. And then because of Frozen Nova, it does extra 7 damage.
A singular strike.
Now no eggs. Now we're going to Disrupt again. Actually, no, I haven't gotten that back. Would Singularity take him out? It will. There's our heal. She has an additional 60% damage for however many battles right now. And we'll take out the Mater. Taking Comet Shards, we're going to use that. I'm going to camp, like I said, taking the Crest. And I'm just going to eat till we're full, because except for Silver, there's not too much stress, and I want to keep the food for healing. And I'll take the money. So I'm going to do Flick for the self-only passive Riposte. We're going to do Meditation for plus damage plus crit. I thought Astro Navigation was a prevent nighttime ambush. Good thing we have Bandit Sense. That's also plus Monster Surprise, minus Party Surprise. And we'll do a Sweet Treat to get Sahar faster. Now going back. We're going to use this to get more comet shards. This should get us some food. Those room battle ones should never be empty. And this is a very rare occurrence for hallway battles. Okay, so what we're going to do is, again, then we're going to Duelist advance, hitting a vine.
Eradicated. Obliterated.
You might hear the cat, like, playing in the background. We're going to do shooting stars to hit the... Actually, first we're going to do disrupt, hoping to hit the snail, but I guess not. We're going to do shooting stars to hit the snail. Should I do nullify on it? Now we'll do this. Thankfully we resisted that. And do twisting arrows to take out the jewel snail. This is gonna hurt. And Wicked Slice.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
And trade out the money for the emerald or sapphire there, because if we find one more of these, it's worth more than a stack of gold. Pretty sure I have the lustrous incense, so we'll be fine. Using a key. Definitely taking the food, and then we'll use some. And then I'm pretty sure I don't have that trinket, but nonetheless. We can use this to heal a bit more.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
Just take the extra food for now.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Gonna trade out the portraits for the jute tapestry. And then, once we get here, we go down. What do we find in here? Blood Course Medallion. Minus food consumed, plus healing from food. Now we'll leave it. Gonna disarm the trap here. Try with Celeba. I don't remember what her trap disarm is. High enough. So a little bit of de-stressing there. It's exploring 90% of rooms. I do gotta get to almost the end. Like, I can not do 2 rooms. We've seen a lot of obstacles this time around, so I do want to keep my shovels.
A fortune, waiting to be spent.
Room battle. I haven't seen too many crystalline mirrors. So we're gonna do again. That way I can just bomb these two. I'm gonna do... see, -3 speed, and it's already not fast. If I hit these two, it can pull them, and I can do more damage to the mirror. Wicked Slice taking out a mater.
Annihilated.
So let's do Disrupt first. Because that killed the mater, I don't think I get an extra action. Alright, we're gonna do Flesh.
Well struck.
Duelist Advance. Now we have 2 riposte on the team because of her passive riposte there. Twisting Arrows. Now it's slower. I can't do Shooting Stars, but what I can do is double disrupt it for 14 damage. Or, since it's back there now, I can do Shooting Stars.
Monstrous size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
Taking the Ruby. And a lovely stash of shards. Ah, we were doing so well.
Missteps are the exception.
We're getting rid of that. I don't want her attacking random targets if I'm trying to use Twisting Arrows. Eggs need to go first. Then we're gonna go at the Changeling. So I don't want this spawning into a chicken then spawning more eggs. So we're gonna do again. That was a weird movement to me, but maybe I'm crazy. So we're gonna do this. Wicked Slice the eggs. I'm not gonna be able to cure the blight anymore. And we got even more blights. 10 for 1 round is nasty. That's speed and protection. Gonna do Disrupt here. Suppose we'll take him out. That'll heal her up, get more damage. And then I shouldn't be able to get an extra action off of this because I just did it, right? Well then. Let's do Singularity to take it out. Give her an extra damage there. He's got 45% damage. We're going to disrupt him now. And then because of where he's at, I'm just going to do Nullify so he gets less damage. And more and less crit, which is going to be big. We're going to do Flesh. Can't do Flesh. Let's do Touche. More damage received. And Wicked Slice.
A decisive pummeling.
Down he goes. Taking what we can, leaving the rest. He.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Alright. Food. Can anyone use that last food? I hate to throw it away. And I don't really want the grubby handkerchief. Just a curio here. Last key. So have some extra room. I am gonna take
Well performed.
the seashell here because I do have some extra food that I probably should have kept for healing purposes, but that's fine. I do have 1 battle left before I can firewood again. I think I can risk this. I'm gonna get stressed down on Syllaba. We're gonna go up for those. I'm gonna get stress down on Tamra, because it looks like I don't need another shovel. Grabbing these, we're gonna go here, then we're gonna go down, then we're gonna go to that curio. This worked out a lot better than I thought it would, if I'm being totally honest. I thought I was going to have a lot more problems keeping people alive, but I guess they did enough damage fast enough. Especially because of the duelists again getting Tamra more damage capabilities. That worked out fairly well. There might be one more battle room right here. We'll see. Yep, I'm gonna do that. Just because I can. And we can get more shards from that curio there. Or possibly a trinket. So let's do again. Is it me or is that kind of a weird movement? So now the chicken's in back. I like that. Gonna wicked hack on the foreman, or wicked slice there. Now he's almost down. And a shooting star to take out the hen. Wasn't intending for the other one, but that's great. Foreman goes down.
And power.
Up damage received or just take him out. Okay, taking everything.
As victories mount,
I don't need all this food.
will resistance.
Going to use this, freeing up a space.
Finding
Pack a scroll for the upper knot.
test. Now it must be carried home.
And he does have a lot of debuffs, so the plus debuff chance on him is nice. The minus resistances is kind of whatever. And let's get some stress down on some people. Feasting for stress.
The battle may yet be won.
Preventing nighttime ambush. And who can get stress down here? I thought I had some stuff for minus stress. Well, I can on her. And I suppose that's it for stress things. Unfortunate, but did pretty well, all things considered. So we got the Impaling Pauldron for the Thrall, which is going to be awesome for later. Little bit of treasure. Was the Farmstead, so I mean, taking 20,000 away from that is awesome. We got a bunch of Comet Shards and some heirlooms. So I'm good with that. Celeba hit level 5, everyone else is level 4. Dismas got soft and smallpox, so I am going to be getting rid of both of those. Risk Taker on Sahar I'm not the biggest fan of, just because it gives her minus dodge and she already has a good amount of dodge, so I will be getting rid of that. She did get Determined, which, depending on how you look at it, is nice because plus death blow resistance while marked is good, plus protection while marked. Celeba got Rat Hater, that makes sense because she kind of is a bug. Tamra got Antsy, we will be getting rid of that because I don't like the plus stress when idle for a week. And Tamra also got Rat Hater.
Curiosity, interest, and obsession. Mile markers on my road to damnation.
And we got another Lantern Festival, so plus 20% stress relief received in the Sunward Isles on the next quest, and minus 15% torch burn rate in the Sunward Isles on the next quest. So how we're going to do this is because I don't want to forget about soft on Dismas, we're going to get rid of that. And we're just going to do that. I don't want to lock anything in there. Sahar, don't really care about locking any of that in, so we're just going to get rid of Risk Taker. And Tamra is going to get rid of Antsy. I really would like to lock in Mutated, so if this one gets locked in instead, I'm going to have to get rid of one of those other ones. And I will lock in Natural Swing. I didn't realize she had Warrior of Light. So that makes her even better in the Farmstead and the Crimson Courtyard, or if I'm just going highlight. Things I just don't really pay attention to. Then in the Stagecoach, no one I'm going to hire, even though we are missing a Courier Hunter. I'm just waiting for that to be a level 3. Nothing in the Nomad Wagon once again. The Bond of Blood and Gold now has one of the trinkets that I've been kind of keeping my eye out for. So Axolotl here has the Harpoon Gun, which has this very odd, and I was very confused by it at first, hunt down minus bleed amount, and she has no bleeding skills, right? And when I actually asked the creator about it, this was the trinket that was mentioned. It wasn't actually mentioned by name, but they did kind of allude to the fact that there was a trinket that they specifically put that on to make the synergy between these two less broken. So if you have this on and this, Harpoon skills will do 20% less damage, and then range skills will do another 30% less damage for a total of like minus 50% damage. But you'll do plus 25% chance versus Eldritch. Skewer will bleed 2 for 3 rounds, and Hunt Down will do 4 for 2 rounds. However, that being said, with this equipped, you'll only do 2 for 4 rounds because you can use it every single turn instead of every other turn. Because this was originally used, if you don't have the Harpoon Gun, every other turn. So the bleed would essentially wear off, or you could use it again. So that makes it less broken, I suppose, if you have the bleed amount on it. So I kind of wanted to get this just to see how that synergy works together, because, you know, that was mentioned to me, because it does seem very good, especially if you put her on a bleeding mark team, and just to kind of see how that works, because it could go very well with, say, like Chilchuck and a few other people, just because he's a bleeding marker as well. So I think I might be doing a Bond of Blood and Gold. Now, there's a few things I'll mention about this when I go do this, because there are trinkets associated with them, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get all of them, because it's a little bit of a wonky fight, and I'm not sure it's going to drop all the trinkets associated with it, and you can only do the fight once to my knowledge. I don't think I've always gotten all the trinkets associated with it. That being said, it's also a harder fight. I would consider it a darkest level fight, not a champion fight, personally. So if you have this on your estate, be a little careful. So I'm going to pull out a few stops that I normally wouldn't pull out for this fight, just because it's very RNG dependent. It can be very, very easy because of how they can do moves, or it can absolutely wreck you. So we'll see kind of what happens there, and go for this first next time. But that'll be it for this time. As always, I wish you all well. I'll see you next time, and please have a good one.